linebackers in the spring. Where you see them at now? How much you think they might be able to contribute?
I'm excited about them. I think that maybe some of the answers to that question might be a little different, might be compounded here in a few weeks after more experience. I think that they'll both make this huge jump during the course of fall camp as well. What I love about them is they're intelligent, they're tough, they work, they let you coach them hard. They're skilled. They get the size, the physical size to go in and compete right now, the physical strength to go in and compete right now. Trey, again, he's closer to the ball. It's easier to tell if he does or doesn't, but his instincts really jump out at you. Guys with instincts, they just have a feel for the game, so certain things like finding the ball, priority number one, come a little easier for him. And then guys that aren't instinctive, Kendall Joseph, BJ, those were guys that have good instincts. But I'm excited about those guys. They have a lot of, I can answer a lot of those questions and the things that I just said, that I can kind of check the boxes on those guys already. And sometimes you can say they have 3 of the 5 or whatever, or maybe you got 2 of the 5, but I really believe they have 5 of the 5. And just they're very focused. Again, I'm talking about them because they're at my position. They're super focused guys about what they want today and tomorrow, and they just don't get distracted. Distractions don't happen for those guys. And sometimes guys are so focused on greatness that they don't allow distractions to get in. And more often than not, that's not the case. And that's something that guys can acquire through maturity. But the real special ones have it, or it's developed sooner rather than later. And those 2 guys, I really believe that they have. They're not perfect. They got plenty to get better at. But it makes you feel that, okay, these guys have a chance. Sooner rather than later.
You said at the end of the spring that this off-season was an important time for a guy like Ben Boulware to exert his leadership to help bring these guys along. Do you feel like that's been the case?
I do. He's a guy that's so invested in to get the detail, so I'm in constant contact with Ben just as my liaison. Ben, how's it going? And sometimes I may not even be listening, but I want him to. I usually am, but and it's really not what he tells me. It's just okay. He's in the middle of it. He's in the thick of it. He's invested in it. He cares. So I'm just trying to help that growth and that development with him and his leadership. And it's really not the substance, but it's really the quality of if he says, Ben, how's it been this week, or how's it been the last 2 weeks? How was it today? And he just gives me it was good. And I have to pry, and still the answer is, oh, it was good. Then it's good luck to all of us. And if you're counting on that guy from a leadership standpoint and being a guy that can be an extension of you, if he's an extension of you, then you're going to hear yourself, on the other end of the phone, and that was very pleasing to get that from him. Felt like that was pretty consistent. But a guy that's very invested, he understands what our expectations are as a staff. He understands the kind of feedback that I'm looking for. The urgency, the effort, our guys jacking around. And again, it's never going to be like if us coaches were there holding them to the fire every snap, but you want something that you want maturity and guys that care. And, when it gets a little bit lax, the guys are pulling them back in line,
You got, it's